Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another edition of HCW Show Squared. It's episode 27, I think. And I am not alone. Firstly though, I'm Dan, DP, or as we all say in the hood nowadays, D-P-Z, yeah. But, as I said already, I am not alone. Because joining me for the first time, and I believe it's the first time on the channel as well actually, I am joined by the MIC himself, Mr. Impact Craig. How you doing, buddy?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for bringing me on and joining this madness. In case you didn't know, you know me, it's the MIC.
Yeah.
Appreciate being part of all of this. It's been a while since I've been recorded with someone else. Glad to be back in the game and for the first time in a while talk about some wrestling.
Yeah, sweet. So the way it typically works is we just go through NXT. We used to do Rampage, but Rampage is boring, so we stopped doing Rampage. NXT it is for now, and it's just NXT. Going forward, it might change a little, because I mentioned to you before that we might start doing Impact, the weekly tapings for it. It feels a bit more for you, like more familiar territory as well. Because I assume you watch a lot of Impact, hence your name.
Yeah, it's available like that, isn't it?
But let's not waste any more time. Let's just kick ahead with this. So NXT kicks off straight away with a tag match between Metaphor, Noam Dar, Oro Mensah against Von Wagner and Mr. Stone. Metaphor win after a flash pin from on Von from Noam. There was a slight involvement from Oro as well, but that is to be expected from these lot. I rated 1.5 stars. It wasn't a strong opener, and I blame that mainly on Stone and Wagner. Stone hasn't had a match since that squash match with Braun Breaker, and before that, I think it was a live match. Yeah, that wasn't even on TV. So, and the Wagner is also just incredibly dull. And he had that sympathy aspect because he had the brain thingy. But outside of that, like it did nothing for him, and now he's just stuck in limbo again, doing nothing. I think he needs to find something that works, and Metaphor are doing their best because they're great, but there's only so much you can do with a dead horse.
This is it. I mean,
Obviously, you might disagree, but what do you think?
in terms of the match, I thought it was a good match for what it was. Obviously, I'm more familiar with Robbie E after Mr. Stone, but it seemed like a pretty standard Robbie E match if we're going back to that time. Noam Dar, obviously, Heritage Cup champion. Yeah, I'm not. It was a good match for what it was. I think. I think I have to agree on the rating. But for what it was, I thought it was a good match.
That's fair. It's definitely a diplomatic answer. We're giving that. It was good for what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we move on from that because this is gonna be a running theme for me at least for at least the first half of the show. So we go into a segment now. It's Chase U. They're back. Class is back in session. It's just basically a reintroductory segment to get all their stuff back. Duke gets his trophy back. Andre gets his podium back. Andre does a lot of swearing because he's happy because he does that, and they celebrate Just Jane, who's obviously the main factor as to why they're back now. And it was all going well until in comes Adriana Rizzo, who is like this loan shark for them, and Gacy plays the back, but I find it hard to take Adriana seriously. She has that weird throat voice, like.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Her Chase U, like when I was in and out of NXT, they're the reason I watched quite a bit. I'm big into Chase U, but like obviously we'll get on to the family more in a bit, but
Yeah,
Rizzo,
and Rizzo as well, yeah.
she was there.
Yeah. So yeah, before we move on to that though, we do have another match with local idiot Ridge Holland, and he takes on a 3-on-1 gauntlet against the entirety of Gallus by himself. So yeah, Ava agreed to this for some reason because she's a sensible GM. And the first one we get of this is Wolfgang. So Wolfgang and Ridge Holland, which sounds like it should be a good match. Ridge wins following a Northern Grit, which is like a power slam thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I rated it 1 star. It was slow, like it was short. It neither had got any momentum. There was no intensity with these two. It felt like they were just clobbering each other for no reason. It was just like walking around. Like, there was nothing to it. And then also the ending of the match came during an ad break.
Yeah.
I don't know how you felt about that.
I'm personally not a big Gallus fan or a big Ridge Holland fan. So for me, this match dragged a little bit, and I may or may not have. My phone may have caught my attention a couple of times during that match. I just. It's the weirdest thing because the Coffees and Gallus separately, I can get more invested in it. Joe Coffey especially, but I don't know since they joined US NXT, I think they've lacked a little bit in terms of Gallus and Ridge should be NXT. I think he got called up to the main roster a bit too soon. So hopefully more comes from Ridge because in those few weeks he was there before he got main roster. I thought there was a lot there, but now he's got to go for it all again.
Yeah.
Match wasn't for me personally. So yeah, I agree with the 1 star rating on that one.
Honestly, feel free to just absolutely crap on it if you don't like it. Like, you know, we're all about, you know, diplomacy, but it gets to a point where if something is just bad, you can just say it's bad. Like, but you know, I agree with what you said. Like, I'm not a fan of either guy really here, and even Mark Coffey, I'm not a huge fan of. Joe Coffey, on the other hand, I know can have great matches. Like, I think it was NXT UK run with people like Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, Walter, Gunter now. And I think on those matches, I think, where's this Joe Coffey? Like, he's just doing nothing with the Mark and the Wolfgang.
Where's the Iron Man gone?
Exactly. Bring back the mask.
Towards our rusty Iron Mask, yeah. Yeah.
So during the ad break, obviously we said Wolfgang loses, but then the next match also begins. So in comes Mark Coffey. Ridge wins again following a DQ when Joe involves himself in the match when he's not in yet. So yeah, he wins, I guess. Ridge. I rated it 0.5 star. It's horrible. It was the exact same thing as before, but with even less time. A fight breaks out afterwards where Ridge somehow lays out all 3 of them with a chair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see the point of this. Ridge continue to look like an idiot. Meanwhile, Gallus look weak as they can't use their 3-on-1 advantage to take down Ridge. Like, it's almost like compared to Cena and Nexus in 2010. Like, There was 7-on-1.
Yeah.
The worst part is that he's the worst part of the former Brawling Brutes, Rich Holland. Because obviously, depends how you see it. You had Butch and Sheamus, who are fantastic wrestlers, and then you had Rich Holland.
Yeah, the whole with Ridge, particularly when he debuted on NXT. Seemed like someone in creative had watched a lot of Peaky Blinders.
Yes, Leslie.
I'm not a big Ridge Holland fan. I'm just not.
Yeah, it's just bad.
It was bearable in the Brawling Brutes because of Sheamus and Butch, Pete Dunne. And yeah, the match just on the Gallus Gauntlet match. Talking about, yeah, I don't. What was the point of it? If let's say make Gallus look weak,
yeah,
and that there's 3 of them, and especially Gallus boys on top and all that stuff. It didn't work for me. I think half a star's a bit generous.
Yeah, I mean they're not on top when they're beating up one guy by himself. Like, yeah, it was weird, and again, I don't know why. Again, I know it's kayfabe and all that, but I don't know why Ava would have booked this in kayfabe. Like, she's all about health and safety to the wrestlers and stuff, but Gallus are people who are going to get involved anyway.
Yeah.
So, a bit of a weird call from Ava there, personally, but I know, again, scripted, kayfabe, how you want to call it.
It has to make logical sense for me.
Exactly, yeah. And I don't see how putting one of your stars in a singles match, in a gauntlet match, essentially a handicap match, against people like Gallus, it's kind of stupid.
Yeah. It's not a lot of logic there.
Yeah. Backstage, though, was far more interesting, as Noam Dar might be facing someone from the No Quarter Catch crew. I hope it's Drew Gulak, personally.
Yeah, I think that'll be that will be a good match because Gulak is very underrated.
Yeah, precisely. And I said it before on this show particularly, I love the British rules. Like the way it worked the 6 rounds, sorry. 3-minute rounds, and then like 30-second intervals. I love all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, the Heritage Cup is. I like the Heritage Cup. I'm glad they kept it.
Yeah, I'm a little. It's a little weird that they call it the Heritage Cup Trophy Championship, but
yeah,
it's a trophy. It's
yeah.
It's not a championship.
I didn't click on that, to be fair. It's okay. Yeah, a bit. That's interesting.
We were doing another match of the night, which was a singles match between Lola Vice and Tatum Paxley. Lola wins with a leg scissors, which is tightened on her head. On Tatum's head, that is. A random wonder quarter. Again, these are all like short matches. There's no time to get anything building. So yeah, it didn't mean anything. It didn't build to anything. It was there because it could be. The only real thing of note here was that Live Valkyria came out to support Tatum, and after that she carried Tatum to the back. And I'll keep saying it, Lola continues to be the shining star of this and shows her potential within the ring, but she needs a good dance partner. She needs. I'm not saying anything about Tatum Paxley because Tatum's good as well, but you need to give them more time. You need to, let them cook. Like, they need to stand up match with someone like that. So I think Lola would benefit from fighting Lyra by herself in a one-on-one. Let her fight Roxanne one-on-one. Like, give them like 10, 15 minutes. Like, they can cook. Let them do something. Not these 3 or 4 minute matches.
No, I'm with you on that. But in general, in the last 3-4 years, NXT going from 2.0 to back to black and gold, it hasn't felt the same in terms of star power. And I think, for me, particularly in the women's division, that's where it's been lacking the most.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're just starting to get some real shining stars coming through. Also, we've got the current ones, like the Roxanne Perez, like the Lyra Valkyria. And Lola Vices can get up there. Just, like I said, give her the top stars and let them go.
Yeah, precisely. It's like you just said. There's names in that division already that you could use. There's Roxanne, there's Lyra. You've got Tiffany, technically, or she on SmackDown now. You got who's his name? Blair Davenport as well, the former B Priestley.
Yeah.
There's a good few names you've got here. Like there's even like Fallon Henley, who's on her way up as well. Like there's good names you can build here. Like it's definitely reminiscent of like a 2019, 2020 NXT. Like when it was sorry. When it was gold and black. But yeah, it's just a weird thing right now. I get their building and stuff, but they're doing it in a weird way. And also, I don't know where they're going with Lyra and Tatum. Because when they first started doing it, I was getting like Mickey James vibes with Trish Stratus.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's something they're going to do in 2024 NXT.
I mean, they tried it already on the main roster a few years ago with Mickey James and Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
I really want this to work because I like Tatum Paxley and Lyra Valkyria is great. Hence why she's a champion, but it has to lead to something more. It can't just be Tatum like wanting to impress Lyra and Lyra occasionally coming out to support. Like, it has to be more to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's some character development, I guess, because Lyra was the first like leave me alone, you creep, and then it was like, okay, so we got a team together. Oh, we won. Oh, I'll help you now. It just there's no interactions in between to show Lyra warming up to her. It's just we got to win this match, and it's like, okay, she's out there now. So why is she helping her to the back? It's speaking of Lyra though, she's back again. She's comforting Tatum when she's confronted by Shotzi. Shotzi's like, we could chat shit all day on social media, and I'm like, I've not seen a single post of either of you on social media.
No.
Like, where is this argument? Is it in DMs? It's like.
I know. I haven't seen it either. I'm looking forward to the match, which seems beneficial.
Yes.
I wanna. Can't call it, even though I'm kind of leaning more towards Dotsy, but I don't know where this has come from, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all for like the random slot them in sort of behaviour, but like it's another issue I think with Monday NXT where you got to rely on your main roster imports. But saying that, Shotzi doesn't do much on the main roster anyway, so why not use her in NXT?
This is it.
So move on to oh no, it's Adriana Rizzo and Jada Parker. How do I word this diplomatically? So Jada wins with a lariat clothesline thing that does look rough for her and for Adriana. I rated it 1 star. Keep the thing going. It's at this point, I know it's been really dragging the episode so far. Like my voice is going a little bit, but it's been dragging, and it wasn't a good match. both competitors look like they both had a lot of learning to do, and you know what? Great for them. NXT is the right place to be because they're both incredibly green, and they both need a lot of work. Um, NXT is the right place for them, though. But I don't know why they're treating Jada like a big deal because it's like the Jade Cargill treatment in AEW. It's a weird sort of thing. Like obviously Jade not getting the undefeated streak that Jade Cargill had, but it's weird behavior, and I don't know how she'll benefit from that when her shortcomings are being broadcasted nationally. So I don't know where they benefit from that. But what were your thoughts on the match?
I I can't. I don't want to. I don't want to just like go in on it and especially I've never wrestled a match in my life, but as a fan watching it, didn't enjoy it. But again, it more will come when they're improvement, and they can improve by having matches.
Yeah, exactly.
So, character development, I think they're the characters ahead of their in-ring ability.
Yes.
It's a good place to be starting because as long as you can be entertaining, the matches can follow.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But yeah, it was. I think that might have been the match where I stopped watching and then caught up at like 1 a.m. This morning.
To be fair, it was a good call, but you did pick the wrong time to do it because what followed next was pretty good.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I saw a Twitter comment on the match comparing it to Jenna Marasco and Charmel from TNA in the old days.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
I thought that's a little harsh, but I know where you're coming from.
I thought I purged that match from my memory.
Sorry. Yes, moving swiftly on.
Yes.
So as we to the second half of the show, essentially, things do actually go up. As we get a singles match between Joe Gacy and Carmelo Hayes. Of course, Carmelo is just fresh off his new heel turn, and he's starting this new heel run. And Carmelo wins with the nothing but net, which is like the Houston Hangover sort of move he does.
Yeah.
I rated it 3.5 stars. Finally, something good on this show. I don't know if I was just starved for something good because I really enjoyed this. These two have good chemistry, from what I understand, is the first time match as well between the pair of them. It's just I really enjoyed it. It was given time. I think it was like 12 minutes or 15 minutes, something like that. And both men had the right amount of time to showcase themselves and their opponents. It was great stuff. What are your thoughts?
No, I was into it. I like Joe Gacy. As I said, I've been in and out of NXT for a little bit, but as time I dropped back in, I become more of a fan of Joe Gacy.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't massively a fan of the Schism, but I like his character work. He's in great matches, and Carmelo, like the man don't. But as far as the heel turn goes for Carmelo, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes from it. Obviously, we know it's going to be a match with Trick at more likely at November.
Yeah.
But I like this match.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe Gacy, yeah, I like Joe Gacy. I like Carmelo. Really, really strong match. And like I said, it had time to cook a little bit.
Yeah, precisely. And this is perfect for Joe Gacy as well, because Joe Gacy is in that weird sort of space of NXT where it's like he's there, but you don't know what his status is. So it's good to see him get some booking, and following from that post match, he gets to tap my Dijak, who puts him in a straitjacket. Somehow,
Like it.
I'm hoping this means we get a match of the old Street Jacket match.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we get that
I
in the future.
yeah, either that or like a if maybe people will remember this because it wasn't the best time for TNA, but it had a committed match between Samuel Shaw and Mr. Anderson.
I remember it vaguely. Yeah.
Yeah, it got thrown into a padded van. Into a padded van, and
Yeah.
then I think then Samuel Shaw got is then entered into a partnership that's feud with Gunner, but listed by him.
Yeah. The only thing I remember about that feud in TNA was with Samuel Shaw and Mr. Anderson was the whole "get out my room" thing, like where Samuel Shaw.
Hey you. Yeah, you. Do you like this video? There is a button. It's a very sexy button. It says subscribe on it. I wish I could click on it, but YouTube won't let me. Damn fuckers.
Backstage, we get, in my opinion, another one of the highlights of the show. Brindley Reese, who's just hyping herself up for a match. She's very hyper, very athletic, very ha ha, yes, reflection, stuff, development, improvement, and this here is a health movie. It's like I don't know. I really enjoy. I enjoy her. Over the top character. It's something that you don't see a lot of. And she's backstage and she's getting hired up by Klein Jordan. And then there's a confrontation with Flash Legend. That's it. So we're getting those two at some point in the future. Then we get another text vignette. So I don't know if you saw this last week. The white text on a black background.
Yeah.
So the words were, "Goodness is a man's struggle. Evil, however, is human nature." I saw some comments. Obviously, this is the Confucian quote, like philosophy quote from Shunshi, but so obviously it's just I read up on it. I know that personally, but it's I don't know. I saw it on Twitter as well. People were like, "It's Okada," and I'm like, "It's why would Okada be using Chinese quotes?" Firstly,
Yeah, and also why would they really put Okada on NXT?
yeah, it's a weird one as well. I do see the point. I do see the benefit of doing that, just to get them used to American TV.
Yeah.
But saying that, I don't see it happening. I don't think it's
No,
harder.
it's going to AW. That's
Yeah, a big business.
mm.
But yeah, any ideas who you think it is? The mystery Asian person, perhaps?
I genuinely have no idea. Yeah. I mean, could it be bring Zali back to NXT? I don't know. I really can't think of someone off the top of my head of who it could be. It's there's a couple. If the NXT do these kind of things quite a lot. Of who could this be? Who could that be?
Yeah.
And usually I can make out of who it possibly could be, but this one not a clue.
That's fair. Yeah.
Not a clue.
Like my initial thought was that Chinese talent they signed, that Boa. I think his name was Boa something, or signed Boa.
Yeah.
But then I thought, didn't they release him because he was doing nothing anyway? I genuinely have no idea.
No.
Like my thought was it's very similar to what Shinsuke does on the main roster.
Yeah.
So maybe it's Shinsuke, like doing a one-off in NXT.
Possibly.
But I'm speculating because Shinsuke has history in NXT, so I thought He might be trying to come back for one match with someone. You know, give me Shinsuke Carmelo Hayes. I'm down for that.
Oh, yeah. That's a match I didn't know I needed.
But yeah, so we move on. Here comes Obafemi, your North American champion. He talked about prophecy, and and that is his destiny to be the champion, and that's why he's still champion. He praises Dragon Lee for his fighting spirit, and that he's ready to take on anyone. In comes Lexis King, who takes credit for Oba's title victory, saying, "Hey, I pushed in that direction. I want a shot at that title. That's my title." Oba accepts for next week, and then King tries to attack him, and ultimately ends up almost being powerbombed. And yeah, this is happening next week, and it'll be a slog to sit through because Lexis King is not that good.
No, and his barber really needs to take a day off. that beard's getting out of control.
Hey,
I like Obafemi. I do. I've only seen him a couple of times. I'm starting watching again, but I like him.
Yeah.
Although I don't, for some reason I thought he was a heel, but he must have missed something on that.
It's a weird thing. I think they retconned it. I think he was going to be a heel until people were like, "Oh," every time he talks. He's like, "I'm champion, whore. North American champion, whore."
Yeah, but I do like him. Because obviously, I'm right in thinking that they signed him through the that thing they set up for sports.
Oh, the NIL.
That's it. That's the one.
Yeah. I like him. I believe so. Yeah. Yeah, no, I like him too. I think he's the only one that I do like from NIL.
Yeah.
So yeah. We go backstage after this. Josh Briggs is discussing the title match with newest NXT recruit, former Indiestar Jay Malachi from DPW, if you're familiar. When suddenly Brooks Jensen comes in and attacks him. And of course, this might seem a bit random, but last week Briggs did actually, push him against the wall, like throw him against the wall sort of thing. Let's say man up, like do something. So this is Brooks doing something. He attacks Briggs and kills Briggs out. And somehow Ava is there. She's just hanging around these common areas.
Yeah, I it's rare for a GM just to be in, hanging around in the kitchen, the rest of this. But hey, she's there. Fortunately, she was there.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect timing, really.
Exactly. Honestly, I think she might be like Spider-Man. Like she has like the senses tingling. It's like, oh, there's a fight happening somewhere. Where is it? It's in the kitchen. Let's go.
A GM sensor.
Exactly.
Oh, I need to be there. Something's going to happen.
Just fly off in the back like the hurricane. Moving on though to the next match of the night, which was Kiana James and Brinley Reese. Kiana wins with the 401k and the bankrupt. I rated it 1.5 stars purely because of the shortness of the match. It was also basically a squash match. I'm glad Brinley's getting TV time. She's got an upside to her. Someone like Kiana as well. It's not hard to root for Brinley. Because Kiana's very good at her job. Also, Kiana who put in that conversation too, with the names we said earlier, like Fallon Henley and Lona Vice. Like Kiana James is also on that list, I believe.
I agree with that.
So good.
In terms of the actual match, yeah, very short, but when I first saw Brittany Reese and backstage. I thought for some reason I got a Thea Hale vibe for a second. I thought I'd double check, make sure it wasn't Thea Hale.
Mm-hmm.
But it was actually good. For what it was, it was about giving Brittany some experience.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Keanu was going to win. Yeah, maybe could have gone a little bit longer, but
It's like you know when you see the New Japan Young Lion matches, is you like Young Lion versus I don't know fucking Clark Connors for example.
Yeah.
And then the Young Lion gets these hope spots. It's like, oh, roll up, 1, 2, kick out. Like, I need more of that sort of style. Like, Brittany is hyperactive. She's over the top. Like, she needs to be doing more in the ring than just taking offense. Like, take opportunities. Like, opportunity to herself. Just roll her up. Try and get her free hand that way. And then you have that shock of like, oh shit, she might actually do it because she's rolling her up. It's not a clean win per se.
I have to agree with that. It could have been a little bit more in there for Brittany, but not bad first outing.
No, not at all. She was in that Battle Royal a few weeks back, or maybe a few months back. I can't remember now. But other than that, yeah, because Brittany Reese was replacing someone in that Battle Royal, so she wasn't going to be in that. So this is technically her first, I think, TV match where she's meant to be on TV. Backstage, we go to Manic Blade and Edris and Ofe, who talk about Brittany's loss to Kiana. They've been like associating with her, like and doing their little with like school diaries, where it's like you write down what you like, what you didn't like. They're genuinely quite funny. Like Edris and they talk about Brittany's loss to Kiana. Edris is hoping that it'll mean that she'll let off with the training stuff that she's doing, and he's like, do you know what she can do? She do 5 of these and 5 of that, and it's like that made me laugh. But Manic sees it as a chance to like give her solace, like whatever, like just let her like come down from the loss. However, she comes into it with a cartwheel, literally cartwheels into the scene.
Yeah, I like that. I like the energy, and we've got someone new, and they've come with like bouncy energy. Although I've just got this feeling that at some point, obviously not for a while, but somewhere down the line, I think probably turn heel just to see the opposite side of the coin. The high energy to the, I'm trying to hit people.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so basic and so small, the cartwheel, but you remember it.
Yeah.
And that's what you need with your newer people. So you remember them by.
Yeah.
And it's
entertaining. That's to follow.
I say like I don't want to keep using them as a beating stick, but Jada Parker and Adriana Rizzo have got nothing I remember about them. Like,
no.
Adriana's got her voice, and that's the main thing I remember about her. Jada has nothing. Like, they need something to just stand out more. But again, NXT is the best place for it because developmental training, they can hone their craft and get better. It's just when you get past a few years and nothing happens, and then it's like, oh, okay, so why are you here in the first place?
The shout.
But yeah, it's fun, and we move on to the main event for the NXT Tag Team Championships. We have challengers, the Wolf Dogs, Baron Corbin and Bron Breakker, taking on the champions, the family, Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo. And the Wolf Dogs win!
Whoop, whoop.
He's done it! I rated it 3 1/4 stars. I am so glad for this. Not only because I wasn't a fan of the family's title run, because it was kind of poor. I'm just glad that Baron got a title finally. It's been like 6 years.
Yeah.
It's a long time for someone of his stature to go without a title. He didn't even hold the D24/7 title. What else that do?
I think so, but obviously,
But
everyone held that title.
True, yeah. Even Roman Reigns. But yeah, it's weird now because obviously Braun is signed SmackDown.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what to do with that because he's now tag champion of NXT, but also signed SmackDown. That'll be interesting to see how they balance that.
Yeah, it sucks because it's either like he has to go on two shows a week, or drop the tag titles, or relinquish tag titles, which then makes Baron relinquish them. Which, what was the point in them winning the titles if he just got to relinquish them less than a week later? The match was really good.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, it was probably the best match I've seen for the family in a while. Yeah, it's one of those things again. The thing is, since they lost the Creed Brothers as well. They lost the Creed Brothers as well. NXT. So I don't know necessarily how many teams there are left in NXT. There's OTM, I guess. There's Fraser and Axiom, which to be fair could be a good match.
Metaphor,
yeah. Edris and Blade. Carmelo and no, not that one. Yeah, there's really not much you can do there. So I think they're gonna probably do changes on SmackDown.
Yeah.
But then obviously you got Judgment Day as well. They got their titles, so would that interfere with that? Saying that though, I want to see Baron and Braun against DIY.
Oh, yeah. Meant that, and whatever Bate and Dunn are called now.
Yeah.
Get their name, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The NXT tag division, it's been lacking for a few years. I think since Aleister Black and Ricochet, since they went up the roster, I think tag division hasn't had the same.
How dare you besmirch the name of the Authors of Pain? How dare you?
Oh, look where they are now. That group and whatever their failed indie was called, that didn't even happen.
That's gonna annoy me now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. I shouldn't have brought that up. That's gonna bug me now. If it helps, it's gonna be first. It's gonna be Nottingham.
I'm trying to Google it, but
yeah.
But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that was
tag division the best, but if they can start improving, building more tag teams in it, then it should.
Yeah, exactly. There's a solid 3 teams in NXT that they can use as a building point, but
yeah,
they need to start building some more teams, I guess. NXT is there's so much talent in NXT. It's ridiculous. There's so much. You see so many of them in backstage segments as well. Who are just doing nothing. You can build a genuine tag division with this of rookies, intermediates, experts, etc. But it's I always come back to how they formed the Alpha Academy with Gable and Jordan, where in NXT, Gable was teaming with random people, and it wasn't working until he won a match with Jordan.
Yeah. I mean, if we got to look at the Dusty Cup and how many teams that's formed, and the success rate of winning a trophy and becoming tag team champions, like Riddle and Pete Dunne, Ricochet and Aleister Black.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Baron Corbin and Rhino.
Yeah, it's a good formula because it works to form new teams of people who aren't doing much, or someone who's doing a lot and someone who's not doing very much, and they go on and win tag titles. I mean, the success rate from winning the trophy to winning tag titles is insane.
Mm-hmm. I think it's all but one. I won it.
I think so.
Because it was MSK definitely won titles. Authors of Pain won tag titles. Joe and Balor won tag titles.
Yeah. Riddle and Dunn won them.
Yeah. Is it all of them?
I'm trying to remember if Black and Ricochet won them. I know they went to WrestleMania like 2 nights after.
Who did they face at the time? Undisputed Era.
I think it might have been the War Raiders.
I can't remember.
Raiders, whatever they're called now.
Yeah.
And I definitely remember the last match on NXT was against the War Raiders, and then they went to Mania like 2 nights later. That 4-way tag match.
Mm-hmm.
But it might not be a good tag title, to be fair.
I think I'm thinking of the War Games match, like the 3 teams War Games.
Maybe, yeah.
Do you remember when Strong turned on them to join Undisputed Era?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of, I think. But we're getting a bit off topic here. That was NXT. That was NXT for the 13th of February. It was a mixed show. It was, the first half was quite poor, second half was quite fun. So it was in a case of you've got to sit through the shit to get the good stuff.
Not bad for an hour and a half.
Exactly. Yeah, it's only an hour and a half show, so it's not. Even if it was like just constantly Marasco and Sharmell for like an hour and a half, it's just. If it was like that,
yeah,
it's only an hour and a half of your time. So, and besides, you can just shit on that match completely. So you get content out of it. But yeah, that brings an end to the show. I've been Dan DP DeBreezy. This here has been Mr. Impact Craig. And as well as always, sorry, I mentioned at the start, our Twitters are underneath our cameras. So mine is just over there, and Craig pointed his exactly correct, which is amazing. And above us as well are the show's medias. So our Twitter's there, our Twitch. Twitch is not there, I lied. Twitter's there, Instagram's there, Facebook's there. I'm professional, I promise. And yeah, if you're also inclined, please go to follow all those because it helps towards our goals. And with YouTube, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Every bit of engagement helps us towards our goals as well. So, yeah. This has been NXT. This has been the HCW Show Squared. And we will see you in the future.